Yo, what's good, man? It's King Hoodie. This Hope Sunday is gonna be a little different because I don't really want it to just be another rap. I want it to be something that we can actually listen to and something that we can actually rock with for the rest of the week. You know what I'm saying? I've been reading a lot of books lately. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who know me know that I like to read, but it's not something that was given to me. It's something I had to find. You know what I'm saying? I had to do research. I used to be real depressed and I used to be real out of it. I really didn't care about my life around like 18 years old, 19 years old. I even said that, until something happened to me. And it's funny because I think God did that on purpose. Like I was like, talking shit about like how life ain't shit and da-da-da. And then some shit happened around that time that was like, that put me in the spot to lose my life. And when I was that close to losing it, I was like, oh shit. If I was to die right now, I'd be 17 years old. I didn't see nothing. That's sad. So anyway, I think that we as a people, a lot of times we don't really appreciate the opportunities that we have in front of us. And the opportunity that we have in front of us is really taking advantage of our entire life. I read a lot of books. And again, it's not something that was given to me, it's something that I found. So once I started like taking advantage of the fact that I'm alive, I started saying, okay, cool, if I'm gonna be alive, I'm gonna do this shit to the best. If I do anything in life, I have to do it to the best. If I say I'm gonna be a basketball player, I'm gonna be the best basketball player you ever seen in your life. If I'm a football player, I'm an MVP, you know what I'm saying, every single year, and I'm a Hall of Famer. If I'm a rapper, I'm the greatest rapper you ever seen in your life. If I'm a businessman, yo, money is here, trust. So everything I say, I have to do it to the excellent. So once I decided to live, I said, okay, well, if I'm gonna live, I'm gonna live well. Who's living well? The most successful people in the planet. They're the ones who live in the best, better than anybody. So I'm like, all right, cool, let me study them. You feel me? I began studying people. I would YouTube people. I would just ask different people who I knew that had money, like all these different things, like, yo, what's the secret to success? Like how you get successful? What, what's up with this? What's up with that? And then my sister ended up putting me on something called The Secret. The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. A lot of people know it's about the law of attraction. And these dudes, they fucked the whole game up for me because everybody else was like, man, you gotta, work hard, dedicate yourself to this, go to school, learn what you gotta learn, get a job, working for X amount of time. But in The Secret, these motherfuckers say, you don't need none of that shit. All you need is your mind. And I was like, damn, the fuck? They were like, yeah, all you need is your mind. You can have anything you want in the world. All you gotta do is change the way that you think. And that was a concept that I never heard before, especially being, Black, Haitian, and Puerto Rican, growing up in North Miami Beach. You don't hear that shit. You feel me? You hear people say be positive, but it's like, nigga, positive ain't gonna stop a bullet. Positive is not gonna get you no money in your pocket. Positive ain't gonna stop people from fucking with you when you go outside. Like, positive is, that's a choice that don't really look like it yield no results. But once I got into that, The Secret, people was like, in The Secret saying, your mind, just by thinking of certain things and attracting certain things and believing you could have certain things, they'll come your way, And so that really like took me to another level. That really changed everything. So while I was doing all this research on success, that dawned on me. But then I ended up finding something that was a little deeper than that. It was these 13 tapes by a dude named Kevin Trudeau. You know what I'm saying? I put a link to it somewhere. I'll probably put a link to it on my website so niggas could just tap into that. Because I always end up mentioning it to people. In the tapes, the dude was like, yo, if you read The Secret or heard The Secret and you heard about the law of attraction, but it hasn't worked for you, this is probably why. And this dude, he just explained it in detail, excruciating. I still listen to the tapes to this day, you know what I'm saying? But mainly the thing that the tapes taught was you gotta be teachable. You gotta be somebody who's willing to intake information, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why I bring that back to reading, I'm talking about the importance of reading books, is because that's some shit that I had to force myself to do. It was not easy for me at all. That was fucking stressful, but it was something that was a challenge, so I knew I had to do it. I'm like, okay, cool. This is not easy, so 99% of the world ain't gonna do it. Only the 1% of the world is gonna do this, actually gonna sit here and read it. There's an old saying that says, if you wanna keep a secret from a nigga, put it in a book. You feel me? Or money. Some other people say money. Yo, if you wanna hide money from a nigga, put it in a book, he'll never pick it up. That was even more ammunition for me to pick up a motherfucking book. It's like, okay, cool. So what are these niggas trying to say? They trying to say that either I can't read, I'm too stupid to read, or I'm not supposed to read. And then even if you look at like slavery, like American history, slavery, it was illegal for us to read. So like I take that shit in pride. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna read as much as I motherfucking can. If there's a reason why everybody in life is trying to keep me away from it, dog, I used to watch a lot of TV, and on TV I never seen an advertisement for a motherfucking book, because they know if you pick up a book, you're gonna turn the TV off. You feel me? So I say all that to say, man, there's an extraordinary power inside of each and every single one of us, but we gotta understand how to tap into it. Reading, I fuck around and started reading just because I wanted to be a better rapper. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, these niggas using words that I don't, know, but the law of attraction says this, and okay, I can attract it if I just go for it. And as I started reading, it started like, I really just went in there to get the words that I could use for my songs, but it started doing something inside of my mind as it went on. I started reading and seeing like a lot of similarities between me and the struggles of the people who's writing these books. They're like, yo, I was born poor, my mama wasn't around, my daddy wasn't around, I was raised by my granny, I was, in debt till I was 40 years old, and all this shit. Like, all these people went through so much shit, and I'm like, damn, that really sounds familiar. So it all started just aligning itself inside of me and saying, yo, bro, like, there is a perfect strategy for you to be successful in this life. You just gotta find it. And the more I started reading books, it started doing something to my brain. And the thing that it started doing the most was it started showing me the grid. You know what I'm saying? And when I say the grid, I think you gotta understand what it is I'm talking about. Like, there is, like the Matrix, there is a grid in this life that a lot of us, we walk by this shit every day and we don't see it. But the more I started tampering with my mind, it started like expanding my brain. It started opening doors in this house that I didn't even know I had. Like, before I started reading, I probably had a studio apartment inside of my head. And after I started reading all these books, the shit became like a mansion. And I'm like, dawg, there's so many doors in here. You telling me I can reprogram anything? I can reprogram everything, every part of my life? James Allen said, man is both the master weaver of the inner garment of character and the outer garment of circumstance. And when I read that, I'm like, damn, master weaver. So you're talking about somebody who's knitting. You're talking about the inner garment of character. So that means inside of me, the threads that make up my character. And then both the outer garment of circumstance. So that means on the outside, there's a grid here, and I can knit this shit too and create my circumstances. Like, there's so much explosive, incredible information out here in the world if we just go out here and find it. So that's really what I wanted to impart on anybody who's done listen to this shit today. Is like, yo, it's not just about what was told to us when we were younger. It's more so about what we tell ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And I pride myself on the information I gotta hunt for. A lot of times I'll go and I'll pay for something. I'll pay for a book. I'll pay for seminars, bro. Every time I go to the store, I'll be thinking I'm gonna go and buy some shoes and clothes and da-da-da, and I fuck around and come back with books. Anybody who know that shit, like, my girl got me on thrift shopping. I used to hate going to thrift store because it's like, man, fuck all that bum ass shit. But she got me like, nah, nigga, you gotta be creative to go thrift shopping, nigga. Like, let's go. You feel me? So I went with a different mindset. Like, okay, cool. There's creative ways to piece shit together. And I'll go up in the thrift shop thinking I'm gonna find some dope ass retro Miami Hurricane jacket or some shit like that, and fuck around, and I'll leave with like 3 or 4 books. Finding books inside the thrift shop that's $2, that's $40 online. You feel me? I'm like, damn, these niggas have no clue how valuable this book really is. That's crazy. But I say all that to say, man, like, there's an extraordinary life inside of us, dog. Do the things that will increase your capacity at every single interval in your life. You feel me? Read a lot of books. And don't read no bullshit. I'm not talking about reading no fucking Dr. Seuss shit. Dr. Seuss is good for your heart, maybe. I'm talking about read some shit that's, like, phenomenal. Read War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. Read The Alchemist. Read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Read As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. Read Quantum Success by Sandra Ann Taylor. You know what I'm saying? Read The Game of Life and How to Play It by Francis Scovel Shinn. Read... what's this other book that I fucking love? All the Stephen Pressfield books. But read Asking Is Given by Jerry and Esther Hicks. You know what I'm saying? Read 12 Traits of the Greats by Dave Martin. Read How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Read, I don't even know who wrote this shit. Read The Cat That Went to Heaven. That's a fucking dope ass little book. Read a bunch of shit, man. Read it and put it inside of your spirit. Read The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. Read all this shit. Just read it. Just fucking read it. You know what I'm saying? Dog, if you're not stupid, like incredibly dumb, and you have the power to read, even if you can't read well, just read it. Put that shit together. Read it. Even if you don't know how to read it all, jump on YouTube and put the little voice shit on your phone and say how to read. Somebody will teach you how to read. Like, read, bro, read. Or input the information, even if you don't want to read it. Like, yo, do the audio book. Get it inside of yourself, man. Get that shit inside of yourself so when you walk outside in this world, you're like, damn, wait a minute. The most incredible book I ever read, top 5 my whole life, is How to Win Friends and Influence People. Though I literally read that book. That's the only book I ever say is magic. Because when I read it, I don't think about it at all. Like, I read it, I'm like, cool, I digested that shit. But it does something that other books don't do. Every time I read another book, I actually got to think about it and take the necessary steps to imply that shit or put it into my life. When I read How to Win Friends and Influence People, that shit became a part of me. Like, it was so strange. I read it and I was like, huh. And as I started walking through life, I'm like, wait a minute. As I'm talking to this nigga in this corner store, he tripping on something. I'm like, wait a minute. This reminds me of, in the book, how did he did it like this. He met that fire with water. Yo, oh, my bad about that. Hey, look, And in the situation, I've changed people. Every time I went inside a certain, I've changed them. But it's all off of the information I was finding inside that book. Read Og Mandino, read Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, listen to Earl Nightingale, listen to Kevin Trudeau, listen to Les Brown, listen to all these people, listen to Brian Tracy, all these dope ass people Yeah, they might try to sell you a course, dog, but buy the fucking course. Why don't you figure that shit out? See if it's worth it. If it's money that you can afford, that you know, okay, this is, if I pay for this course, I'm not gonna be able to eat out dinner at a nice restaurant, expensive restaurant for the next week, 2 weeks. Nigga, buy that shit. Buy that shit, because the shit that happens inside that course is gonna change your mind to where dinner is gonna be the last of your motherfucking worries forever. You're gonna be able to buy that dinner company for life. And now you got that shit. That's an asset for you and your kids forever. Do that shit. Grow yourself. Build yourself up. Fuck these people who tell you that you can't have and can't be what it is that you want to be. That's a lie. Anything that somebody ever told you that's a limiting belief inside of yourself is a motherfucking lie. I always use this analogy right here, and I tell my girl this shit all the time. Yo, look. Your mind is like a shopping cart at Walmart, right? Let's say you hit Walmart with you don't even with the cash. Let's say you hit Walmart with everybody that you know. Your teachers, your moms, your dads, your homies, your friends, family, cousins, ex-boyfriends, anybody you know. You walk through Walmart, walking through all the aisles, and by the time you go to check out, it's gonna be a lot of shit in your shopping cart that you did not put there. Anybody who ever went shopping with a kid is gonna see all kind of fucking candies and cookies and hats and shirts and shit that you ain't put in here. But now you about to just check out. Imagine if you just looked at all this random shit inside your shopping cart, like, fuck it, it's life, I gotta pay for it. And you go and you pay for it. Your mind is like that shopping cart. There's a lot of shit inside of your mind, inside of your spirit that was put there by your teachers, by your mom, by your dad, by your friend, by your ex, by your fucked up cousins, by all kind of crazy ass people that don't got no business influence you in the adult world. But it's a lot of shit that's inside of you based on how you was raised. And what I'm here to tell you is, look, take your mind, and it could be likened to that Walmart cart, and say, yo, bro, before I check out, I'm gonna take all this shit out of this Walmart cart that don't belong here. This, I don't believe this. I don't believe this. I don't want this. I don't need this. Fuck this. That, I never like that. You feel me? And go inside of your own head and take that shit apart. Pick that shit apart. Say, yo, bro, my mom put this here. My coach put me here. Them kids who bully me put this shit here. My ex-girlfriend put that shit on me. Like, take all this shit out. And you're gonna find who you really are. You're gonna see, okay, cool, damn, I'm more of a blank canvas than I thought. Once I remove all this negative shit, who am I? I don't have a lot of positivity left. So what does that mean? I gotta go and find positivity. I gotta go hang out with some positive people, watch some positive shit, read some positive shit, and consume positivity. You are what you eat. I'm not just talking about food. You are who you see, hang out with, play with, talk to, read with, lay with, hey with, stay with. You are who you eat. You are who you eat. You are what you consume inside of yourself. And people are the most things that we consume. People that are good influences, bad influences. The shit that's on TV that's the most relevant is dramatic shit that's reality oriented. Okay, this is halfway real and it's super dramatic. I'm gonna keep watching it. So we have to understand that shit inside of ourselves, bro. Your mind is something that's so valuable and so prosperous, but you have to let other people tamper with it for so motherfucking long that before you know it, you're gonna end up in front of the mirror and not even recognize yourself. You're not gonna know who you are, what the fuck you are, where you at, what you doing. How did I end up in this hole? You ended up in this hole by falling. You've been falling for a long time and you ain't realize it because none of your friends who you think are friends are really fucking friends because they ain't stopping you. They ain't saying, be like, hey homie, you tripping right now. The shit you saying, the shit you talking about, the way you carrying on with your life, the fact that you keep incurring debts and laying with random people and not thinking good thoughts and bullshitting all the time and procrastinating and showing up late everywhere, all that is fucking bullshit, nigga. You gotta get your shit together because you're gonna lose a life like that. We can just look at life for what it is. The most successful people in the world wake up early. The most bum-ass people in the world sleep all day and don't do shit. Most successful people in the world face their fears every day. The most unsuccessful people in the world, they live in a state of fear because they're afraid to face it. They just hiding from it and running from it and hiding from it and running from it. Every time something gets scary, they leave it. Oh shit, life ain't supposed to be hard. So if something comes at me that's hard, I must be in the wrong place. Nigga, fuck that. Successful people know that if something is difficult, there's 9 times out of 10, I'm supposed to be doing this. Life ain't supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be, what's what I'm trying to say? Life is not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be, there's a million words for this. It's supposed to be satisfying. It's supposed to be joyful. It's supposed to be prosperous. It's supposed to be productive. It's supposed to be eventful. It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be something that happens and I do it well. It's supposed to be enjoyed, but it's not supposed to be easy. I'm supposed to do hard shit all the time. It's supposed to be fucking crazy. It's supposed to feel overwhelming to me and fill me with pressure and fill my stomach with fucking butterflies that are like fucking kill a regular person. But that is life. That's the kind of life I want to live. I chose the kind of field, man, to where motherfuckers don't make it. 99% of the people who go to be a successful artist or a successful business owner or a successful actor, singer, dancer, rapper, creator of any kind do not make it. They don't make it because that pressure that comes down on you when shit ain't going good is enough to kill a fucking elephant, kill a lion. That shit is no joke. When shit go wrong in here, dog, there's no one to point a finger at. I'm just to blame. So a whole wave of just down thoughts and fuck shit just lays on you, and it's all factual to a certain degree. Like life can back that up. Yo, you late on your payments. Yo, you late on your bills. Yo, your accounts are closed. Yo, you owe a lot of people a lot of money. Yeah, okay, I understand that shit, but I'm not gonna let that shit slow me the fuck down. If pressure's on me, I gotta get up. I gotta get after. I gotta get on this shit. I gotta go and get it. I gotta make this shit work. Pressure either bust a pipe or make a diamond, and I ain't got nothing to do with these fucking pipes. I'm gonna be a fucking diamond. All right. And I say all that to say, man, because we all have the same amount of potential. We all have the same time in the day. I told my homeboy this shit the other day, man, and I'll leave y'all with this shit. It costs the same amount of energy to fail as it does to succeed. I don't know why the word succeed is so hard for me today. It costs the same amount of energy to fail as it does to succeed. The same amount. It costs the same amount of pain. If I say I'm an unhealthy person, right? Let's say I think it's too painful to wake up at 5 in the morning to go to the gym. That to me is like unreal. It's really painful, really hard. My life shouldn't be that hard. Check this out. If I wake up every day in the morning, which I actually do, up at 4:30 in the morning, I'm at the gym at 5:30, I leave that bitch by 6:30. That shit is painful, right? I get up, I get on it, it hurts, right? Cool. But do you know that pain that you're afraid of when it comes to getting in the gym and getting healthy is equal to the pain that you're gonna feel for not being healthy? Yo, a nigga who does not do that shit, stays there, eats bullshit, ends up with a fucking disease or something like that. Yo, first off, you're already depressed. There's a mountain of toxins in your body, so there's no way that you function at your highest potential. But also, how painful is it about to be when you gotta go sit in front of a motherfucking stranger who's a doctor, who's about to tell you got diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, hypertension. Yo, they had to amputate some shit. Yo, you got a cancer in your body because of something that developed in your body. That's extremely painful. Now you got to go to the gym any motherfucking way, and you got to change your entire eating habits. You got to change every single thing about your life, and you got to go to chemo. You got to take insulin shots. Like, either way, it's going to be painful. Either you could be painful and productive, or you could be painful and passive. But either way, you're going to pay for the pain. Most of us who are successful, we pay for that pain early. I'm going to jump in front of the fucking train because I know the train is coming. That's the thing. A lot of people want to sit and be like, yo, bro, I'm trying to avoid pain. Dog, the pain is going to get you regardless. Here's a beautiful thought for anybody who's out there who's living a miserable life and not really chasing their dreams, working at a job that they don't like. You can fail at something that you don't like. You can fail at your job right now and get fired. There is no job security for you, bro. So why not fail at something that you love? If you can sit there and dedicate that time to somebody else, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 hours to somebody else, and have all that power. You have a brain, you got a body, you got a spirit, you have a start. First off, you born in America, you born rich. First off, let's get that out of the way. You have all this potential. You could suffer there and be miserable under somebody else's rule, or you could suffer for yourself and rule yourself and figure that shit out. Nigga, I suffer all the time. I'm sitting in a state right now where I'm like, yo, bro, my finances are not beautiful at the moment. They're not beautiful because I spread myself too thin, and I'm really ambitious. When it comes to shit that I want, bro, I go all in. And if I ain't even got the motherfucking money, I'm gonna find the fucking money. I'm gonna put that shit in everything I want. But life happens and things get stagnant sometimes. I'm not afraid of that shit, bro. I'm not afraid. Dog, every successful company in the world has almost went bankrupt a multitude of times. You cannot avoid this pain. You cannot avoid this part of the process. But what you can do is flip that shit until it's profitable. Hustle until your motherfucking business is doing what you need it to do. So, yeah, I'm niggas is upside down and all kind of other shit, dog, but I refuse. And the thought comes into my mind from the left side of my brain. It's like, yo, you should probably go and get a job right now. Now's a great time to go and get a job. And I'm like, damn, okay. I'm not interested in going and working for nobody else. Does that make me prideful? And when I sit and I meditate and I talk to God, I'm like, yo, God, okay, my finances is backed up. Should I go and get a job and work for somebody else? And the first thing God said to me is two things. One, don't you dare. And that's crazy to me, dog. And two is you already have a job. You already have a job. Work that shit until it works for you. And I'm like, man, what is this? Because I'm not afraid to go and work for anybody, bro. I'll pick fucking oranges. I don't give a fuck. I got a lot of friends who got a lot of money, and I can go and I can do anything for anybody at any point in time. Whenever finances get hard for me, I can go and do any kind of labor force for anybody. I know how to bang it out. I've done it for years. I can do that shit. I'm a worker. I can know how to work. But every time I even consider it, when times get tough, and when the pressure is on me, and when my music isn't doing exactly what I needed to do at any point in time, and I start thinking maybe I need to pivot and grab onto something that'll give me some sort of stability or financial setup, the first thing that happens is I hear a bolt of lightning. It's like from God saying, don't do that. And I think it's because one of the hardest things in my life was separating myself from the jobs that I've always had. And I've always had a job. I've always worked. That was one of the hardest things. I didn't know how I was going to eat. But I've been off of a regular job for 6 years now. You know what I'm saying? And not only have I survived, I've thrived. So that's God reminding me, like, don't you dare take a step backwards. And I'm like, God, but is really a step backwards? Like, you know, I don't want to be a prideful individual saying I can't do these things because I'm all in my own ego and I don't want to be seen a certain kind of way. Like, I don't care how I got to be seen, I'll do it. And the nigga said, yo, if you don't care how you can be, if you don't care how you will be seen by people, then give it all to your craft. If you really don't care, show yourself here first. Before you show yourself on the corner begging or in somebody's office or in somebody's company, before you show up there, show up here. Show up here. If you really don't give a fuck how people see you, show up right here. Because you got everything you need and you got a destiny, and I got to bring it out inside of you. You pray for it every day, and I'm going to push this shit until it comes out. You got a dragon in you. I got to bring that shit out. And that shit makes me emotional, bro, because I haven't always had that conversation and that kind of confidence, and I haven't always had that relationship with God. But now I can hear God a lot clearer. I see God in nature. I can hear it. It's because in recent times I've been really desperate for that. I've been really desperate for, like, God, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And God has made a way for me every single time. So even in this season right now where I'm faced with massive pressure, massive panic, massive everything, God is just sitting there like, man, trust me when I tell you, if you was meant to be somewhere, you will be there. You're right here in front of this computer, in front of this notebook, with these songs, with the relationships that you have, with the mindset that you have, with the hustle that you have, with the experience that you have for a reason. I didn't bring you this far to turn you around. You can always go and get another job with somebody if you want one. But right now, when you have no kids, when you find a way to shrunk your bills, when you find a way to be as independent as you can motherfucking be, when you built this reputation, do not turn around. Build it. Finish it. If you build it, they will come. Don't stop. Keep going. Never surrender. Be relentless. Be fearless. Grow. Prosper. Build that shit up. And these are things that happen inside of my brain. And they only happen because I'll sit and I pray all the time and I read, but I'm looking for the grit always. So I want to say that to people, man, like, we all going through it. Not one of us is more special than the other. God is trying to teach me every day to use my resources and use who I am and use what I can do and get out of my own way. And God is doing the same thing inside of you, man. So let's all get behind this shit and find new ways to create and find new ways to build and find new ways to grow, find new ways to make money. There's so much money out here in this world. You can be a millionaire. You can be a billionaire if you want to. You won't even make the motherfucking Forbes list right now just by being a billionaire, because there's so many billionaires now. You know what I'm saying? It's really not that uncommon. What is uncommon is Elon Musk working at McDonald's. That don't make no sense. Somebody with that much potential should be using it. And you are somebody who got that much potential. And so am I. So let's use this potential. Let's get out of our own way. Let's go to the places that we need to go, speak to the people we need to speak to, and do the things we need to do, and complete everything we start and put it out there to the world. Get behind it with full faith and belief that it's going to do exactly what God needs it to do, what I needed to do, what my family needs to do. It's going to shake something. This shit got to shake, because it's all I got. Thank y'all, man. Read books. Science of Getting Rich, The Alchemist, The War of Art, Do the Work, Quantum Success, As a Man Thinketh, Chase the Lion, Asking It Is Given, 12 Traits of the Greats, How to Win Friends and Influence People. These are some of the greatest books in the world. You feel me? And let's just elevate, man. Let's find new ways to break ground. You know, it's about climbing and maintaining. If you're at a certain space and you haven't mastered your level, it's time to maintain. If you're at a certain space where you know exactly what's going on to the left and right of you, it's time to climb. So, this King Hoodie, man, telling y'all we all in this shit together. We all in this fight together. Don't worry about nothing. Life is going to do what life does. So we got to do what the fuck we do. We got to get up and get on it. All right? I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I know that someday, some which way, I'm going to come in contact with almost every single person that I need to come in contact with in this life. And if that's you, I can't wait to meet you, hear from you, hear your stories and your testimonies, and give you mine. You know what I'm saying? So let's take this shit to another level, man. Believe in yourself. Believe in God. Pray every day. God is real. You are real. Your higher self is real. And let's just break ground, man. Let's do something extraordinary. You know? Because we only here once. Peace, man. King Hoodie.